Students, in the last class we had understood about electric current, then types of electric current, alternating current and direct current. Also, we had learned the difference between the two, then how to express the strength of current, rate of flow of charge constitutes current. The SI unit of current, ampere. Also, we had learnt about another very important term known as current density, amount of current flowing per unit area, measured along the normal direction to the flow of current. The SI unit of current density is ampere per meter square. Remember, current is a scalar quantity, whereas current density is a vector quantity. The direction of current density is same as that of electric current. Also, we learnt about conventional current, the direction in which the positive current flows, or the current due to positive charges flows, is what is called as conventional current. It's always being directed from positive terminal to negative terminal. All these things we had learnt in the previous class. Today we will start our discussion with the understanding of mechanism of flow of current in a conductor. See, any conductor will have electrons as free charge carriers. These free electrons will be randomly moving in all possible directions in a conductor. So, if you consider a conductor like this, let us say this is a conductor, the electrons will be moving in random directions, in all possible directions in the conductor. Hence, it so happens that at any instant, the number of electrons moving in one direction will be equal to the number of electrons moving in the opposite direction. Hence, the net flow of charge at a given point in any conductor will be 0. Now, if you apply an electric field to this conductor, I will connect this conductor to an external power supply like this. If I connect the conductor to the external power supply, now the electrons would always experience force in the presence of the external electric field. See, I have connected a battery here. Because of this battery, a voltage will be developed across the ends of the conductor. Hence, an electric field will be set up in the conductor. Now, you know that when a charge is under the influence of an electric field, it experiences a force. In which direction does the electrons, the free electrons present here, experience the force? The electrons experience a force opposite to the direction of the electric field, because the electric field is always directed from positive to negative direction, whereas the electrons experience a force opposite to this, negative to positive, because electrons are negatively charged. So now the electrons experience a force in a direction opposite to that of the electric field, and hence now they start moving in the direction of the force they experience. This will be the direction of conventional current, positive to negative terminal. Now the electrons here experience a force towards the positive terminal. So see what happened now. All the electrons are now experiencing the force in the same direction. Hence, they start moving in the direction of the force. You know that when force acts on a body, the body gets accelerated. So the electrons now gets accelerated in the direction of the force. But during the course of acceleration, they have lattice points. Lattice points are the sides from which the electrons have come out. So they have lattice points and also the neighboring electrons. So these electrons collide with the neighboring lattice points and the electrons. So here see, you will have lattice points here. The electrons collide with those lattice points and also with the neighboring electrons. When they suffer collision, what happens to their velocity? Their velocity decreases. They get slowed down. Again, because of the continued force from the electric field, they again get accelerated. Again they suffer collision. Again they get slowed down. And again they get accelerated. In this way, they start slowly moving in the direction of the force. So, the slow movement of the electrons, they get accelerated, they get slowed down because of collision, and again they get accelerated, again they get slowed down, and so on. So this slow movement of electrons is what is called as drifting. Drifting, see, it's a very important term. We say that the electrons gets drifted in a conductor under the influence of an electric field. So they move very slowly. This is what is called as drifting. Now they move very slowly. The average velocity with which the electrons move under the influence of an electric field in a conductor is what is called as drift velocity. See, drift velocity normally represented by Vd, average velocity with which electrons move under the influence of an electric field is called drift velocity. So during the course of collision, there will be a small time gap between two successive collisions. This average time elapsed between two successive collisions for an electron during the course of drifting is what is called as relaxation time. Relaxation time normally represented by the symbol tau. Time elapsed between two successive collisions. This is what is called as relaxation time. So students, first we understood how electrons flow in a conductor, or how current flows in a conductor under the influence of an electric field. First we understood that in a conductor, when no electric field is been applied, the electrons, the free electrons will be moving in all possible directions. They will not move in predicted manner. They will move in random directions. Now, if you think of current here, at any reference point, the number of electrons moving in one direction will be equal to the number of electrons moving in the opposite directions. Hence, the net flow of charge at any point will be 0. Hence, no question of current arises because current is rate of flow of charge. Now, if I bring this conductor under the influence of an electric field, I have applied a potential difference across the ends of the conductor. Hence, an electric field is set up inside the conductor. Now, the electrons experience a force in a direction opposite to that of the electric field. So, all the electrons experience a force in a direction opposite to that of the electric field, and hence they start moving or getting accelerated. They get accelerated in the direction of the force. During this course of acceleration, they suffer innumerable number of collisions with the neighboring electrons as well as lattice points. So, because of this collision, they get slowed down, and again they get accelerated, again they suffer collision, they get slowed down. This slow motion of electrons with the collisions suffered is what is called as drift velocity. So, how to define drift velocity? It is the average velocity with which electrons move under the influence of an electric field. Then relaxation time. See, when electron, if you consider one electron, it suffers collision with a neighboring electron, then it gets accelerated and then suffers one more collision. There is a small time gap between two successive collisions. This small time gap elapsed between two successive collisions for an electron is what is called as relaxation time. Relaxation time represented by tau. Time elapsed between two successive collisions for an electron in a conductor under the influence of an electric field is what is called as relaxation time. If you think of writing down an expression for drift velocity in terms of relaxation time, so you know that acceleration is velocity by time taken, or velocity is acceleration into time taken. Also, we know that force is mass into acceleration, or acceleration is force by mass. See, with respect to the electrons, when an electron is in the electric field, it experiences a force due to the electric field. If you remember, we had learned that E is F by Q, or in this case F is E into E, because the charge of an electron is represented as E. So it is E into E by M. Now also relaxation time is represented as tau. So drift velocity may be written as A is E into E by M and into tau. Of course, many times we include a negative sign here. The negative sign is just to emphasize that the direction of the electric field and the drifting of the electrons are opposite to each other. This is the expression for drift velocity of an electron. So what will be the SI unit? You know that the SI unit of drift velocity will be meter per second. Similarly, we have one more term that we have to know about, that is what is called as mobility. Mobility, normally represented by mu. It is the drift velocity acquired per unit electric field applied. Drift velocity acquired per unit electric field applied. This is what is called as mobility. So mathematically mu is given by Vd by E. When you think of the SI unit, the SI unit is, see, you know that velocity is meter per second, electric field is Newton per Coulomb. Hence we may write that it is meter Coulomb per second per Newton. This is one unit. Meter Coulomb per second per Newton. Or since you may write electric field even in terms of volt per meter, this becomes meter square per volt per second. This is what is also called as mobility. Mobility is the drift velocity acquired by an electron per unit electric field applied. So mu is given by Vd by E. Vd is meter per second. Vd means drift velocity. By electric field is Newton per Coulomb. So SI unit would be meter Coulomb per second per Newton, or it may also be written as meter square per volt per second. Next to this, we will derive an expression for drift velocity in terms of the, we will derive an expression for current in terms of drift velocity. Expression for current in terms of drift velocity. We will consider a conductor of some length L, and the area of cross section of the conductor is A. So the electrons move under the influence of the electric field. So length of the conductor is L. Area of cross section is A. Volume of the conductor V, it is A into L. Number of electrons per unit volume. Let us say there are n number of electrons per unit volume. Total number of electrons in the conductor is number of electrons per unit volume multiplied by the volume, N into A into L. Total charge on conductor, you can call it as Q, number of electrons multiplied by charge on each electron, N into A into L into E. Then drift velocity, of electrons, we shall call it as Vd. Then the time taken by the electrons to move from one end of the conductor to other, time taken to drift from one end to other end, we shall call it as T. Now you know that drift velocity is, what is velocity? Distance travelled by time taken. So the length of the conductor by time taken. So drift velocity is L by T, or T is L by Vd. We know that I is Q by T. What is Q? N into A into L into E. T is L by Vd. L gets cancelled, so I is N A E Vd. This is the expression for current in terms of drift velocity. So first we considered a conductor of some length L. The length of the area of cross section of the conductor is A. Length of the conductor is L, area of cross section is A. So the volume of the conductor will be A into L. Let us suppose the number of free electrons per unit volume of the conductor is N. So what will be the total number of electrons in the conductor? The number of electrons per unit volume multiplied by the total volume, N into A into L. Total charge on the conductor. See, the charge on each electron we have called it as E. So the number of electrons multiplied by charge on each electron gives you the total charge of the conductor. Q is N into A into L into E. The drift velocity of electrons is represented as Vd. Supposing the time taken by the electrons to drift from one end of the conductor to the other is T. We know that velocity is distance travelled by time taken. Distance travelled from one end to other end is L, time taken is T, or T is L by Vd. We know that current is the rate of flow of charge, Q by T. So Q is N into A into L into E, T is L by Vd. LL gets cancelled, so I is NAE Vd. This is the expression for current in terms of drift velocity. So students, in this session we understood as to how current flows in a conductor, and also we derived, we learnt about drift velocity, then mobility, and we have derived an expression for current in terms of drift velocity. Thank you.